Hello, guys. I'm Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here with none of them beautiful, lovely. Sometimes she will make this man a sandwich. Wife of mine, light of my life, Yanzi Lynn.
Hello.
And today's day, we're talking a little bit about Erik Larsen as he stepped on a landmine. And this landmine is SJW. So here we go. This tweet was brought to my attention because Erik Larsen does have me blocked on Twitter, but this is hilarious because what we are witnessing is what would some people say an SJW creator being eaten alive by his own SJW friends, I guess, or people on Twitter. And this is kind of the serpent eating itself type thing. So Erik Larsen goes in and weighs in on creators today versus creators of yesterday, which is honestly a sensitive subject. I wouldn't think it would be, though, because he's just really talking about I like these old comics and people were doing cool shit back then. And people are getting outraged. So let's get into it.
Erik Larsen says Marvel and DC could, if they wanted to, decide to wind down their old universe while ramping up a new one. But history tells us that their audience really doesn't want a new universe. Not really. And that their modern creators are not as creative as those in the past. Ooh, that's kind of spicy. Now, stop me if I'm wrong, but a lot of people were outraged because when he said modern creators, people thought he meant diverse creators, didn't they?
Well, and there we see the response: modern creators. Somebody took right offense at that. Now, I want to pause on this a little bit because this is interesting. He literally modern creators is like just who's working on books right now. Had nothing to do with their race. Had nothing to do with that. But right away, people SJWs take offense to that because why? Modern creators are supposed to be. It's not about what they can do. It's about their check boxes. It's about their demographic. It's about that. And this is very telling that people are attacking him over this because that's what an idea of there's a group of people that they think that's the requirement, that this is about. Literally, they're admitting that it's about diversity hires, period. Not about what you can do. And he's just trying to have a conversation about comic book creators. And why are we not evolving? Why are we not getting better at this craft? Why are sales going down? Why is this a dying art form? So anyways.
Well, Erik Larsen has to reinforce what he's trying to say. So he says, look at the first 102 issues of the Fantastic Four and the first 38 issues of The Amazing Spider-Man, and then tell me, what creators at Marvel or DC have come close to creating that many enduring iconic characters? They don't exist, and largely because they don't have to. It's all there.
Now, well, even like the Fantastic Four, the 102 issues that Stan Lee and Kirby did, it's like that type of energy and those issues versus any type. I mean, what energy do we have in comics today? It's like it's more about a woke agenda. It's more about like preaching to people. It's not about fun. Kirby Crackle, Fourth Worlds. It's not about the negative zone. It's not about a nihilist. It's not cool things like that can't effing happen in today's books. I couldn't even tell you a cool new bad guy that's happened in comics today. I mean, Kirby was just throwing these things out like they were bubblegum. He didn't right now. Like they would just have to come up with some weird amalgam of like Thanos and Ghost Rider or something to come up with a villain anybody cares about. Like, I mean, there is a lack of creativity in comics, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But as you see, they just keep coming at him on this.
Well, I just wonder though, when you talk about saying that they have created many of the enduring iconic characters, he seemed to imply that it is impossible to create enduring iconic characters in this day and age.
No.
But see, one thing that people forget is that because of the way technology changes, because of the way science, has new research and all that stuff, there's new knowledge all the time, and you can always use that to create new characters. Just don't make something up internet gas, please.
Well, right, not internet gas. Well, see, here's the thing. Like, if you take that run of Spider-Man he's talking about, pretty much Spider-Man's rogue gallery came from that. But there are new Spider-Man bad guys that also came along later on, like the characters like the Prowler, Venom, Carnage. There are other Spider-Man bad guys. Rhino was another one that came along. It is possible. It took creators with imagination and who cared about storytelling. And you have to understand the industry was also working off a meritocracy. like which is the complete opposite of a diversity hire. You have to understand that. Like, so when these people are attacking him for what do you mean modern creators? Well, because past creators were meritocracy hires. I mean, half the time when I got into comics, I was mailing in photocopies. I was not getting any FaceTime with editors. I mean, I don't know if they knew what color I was. Now, it was possible I could see people at a convention, sure, but I was in the era of social media wasn't a thing. Like your photocopies in an envelope was. I just don't understand this. Probably Erik Larsen, the same generation, he doesn't really understand this because comics used to work and sell better based off of not hiring people off the color of their skin. And that's the truth. I mean, people are going to say, it's this. You shouldn't have said that, Shane. It's true, though. I don't care about the color of a creator's skin. I care about what they can do on paper. But anyway, somebody makes a tweet that proves a point a little bit more. He's talking about.
So over here, he says, you genuinely feel like the current crop of talent at Marvel and DC are not creative, or just not creative within the confines of the big corporate comics. And Erik Larsen explains himself by saying they are not creating new characters.
Creating new characters is a thing, okay? Like you kind of need to. I mean, and the guy kind of proves my point.
I'm looking at this list by this SJW here, Nathan Payson. We all know him. He even threw in the Wonder Twins in here as a new character. Like, how old are the Wonder Twins again?
They're not new. Jessica Cruz. Oh, that's an Ethan Van Sciver creation. And how many of those aren't actually new, but simply variations on a pre-existing theme? And that's true. There's a reason why that happens, because creators oftentimes don't want to give corporate companies their best idea. So if somebody's like, I need something new, they'll just like, I did it myself. I combined Doomsday and Kryptonite and Superman versus Batman, or Superman Batman Search for Kryptonite. They fought a version of they wanted a Kryptonite bad guy. And I wasn't going to get any equity in it because it was based off of Kryptonite. So I was like, let's just do Doomsday and Kryptonite. And I mean, as a creator, because I'm not going to be rewarded for making them something. So like if they come up here and they say, we need a new a son of Batman, a new Robin that he's related to. Well, the second they say we need a new Robin, you're not going to get equity. So then you're stuck in this weird situation where it's like, do I care if it's a good Robin? No, it's just another Robin because you're just busy work. I don't know. Gotham Girl, probably another one somebody's not going to get equity in just because it already exists in the DC universe. Miracle Molly, probably another one because it's probably based off I'm guessing Mr. Miracle. I might be wrong, though. I don't know the character. Ravager, derivative of Deathstroke, probably not going to get equity in that. That's how this works legally. So there's really a reason, an incentive for people not to give people, or at least corporate America, new characters if you're getting nothing. Slide your big idea into your back pocket and keep it.
Another angle that people are trying to come at with Erik Larsen and say, oh, the reason why people are not creating is because the corporates are failing at their own success. Yes, I know I just said a contradiction, but see, I would say the biggest failure of both companies was their inability to capitalize on an astronomical and unprecedented interest in their characters. How they failed to convert those movie hits into comic sales is beyond me. So
it's not beyond me. No, it's not beyond me because they weren't hiring talent and putting out quality books during the time that it was that simple. We didn't have the best of the best working on books to make sales, and when we did, it would be like the New 52 on JLA with like Jim Lee and Jeff Johns, and that sold gangbusters. You have to understand there's a capital that you have to put up front to pay this talent. And the talent that we've been nurturing and cultivating right now is not based off of meritocracy. So to expect this type of sales to come off of let's pretend these were musicians. And let's just, I don't know why I need to use another example. Let's just pretend this is CDs. We're selling music, whatever. Like I'm hiring people based off of the color of their skin, but not if the music's good. Maybe they have a horrible voice, but they fit the demographic I need. How many of those CDs am I going to sell? How many of those albums am I going to sell, or whatever? How many downloads am I going to get? Not many, because they have a horrible voice and they can't carry a tune. It's a stupid song, whatever. And I don't understand why there's an argument that there's a different outcome in comics. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
People are not creative because corporate comics does not foster a creative environment. Is that what the angle is?
Well, they haven't fostered one, but they actually haven't been trying to nurture any type of actual talents in the American comic book industry for quite some time. I mean, nobody's sinking in on the next Frank Miller. That's the truth. Nobody's going up to a really awesome comic book artist and saying, you ever think about writing? Do you think you could really write and draw your own book and be this great new voice in the American comic book industry? Not much. But I am Inglorious Rex. I'm writing and drawing this book, indie comic book, getting ready to make that bank. $245,000 is coming up. We are just a few backers away from that. If you will, go look at the link. If it interests you, please consider backing this comic book. And hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications while you're at it. And I will leave you guys with a trailer for Inglorious Rex and catch you guys again with another video.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the game.